up, family? It's your girl, April Love, and this is another episode of Just Breathe with April Love. I'm feeling really good today, guys. I mean, really, really good. This year is flying by, but it is so productive, and I am taking my time, breathing in, breathing out. I'm super excited about my guest today because I'm actually a fan. I follow her on Instagram, and her content is amazing. It keeps bringing me back. She is a multi-hyphenate brand herself, lifestyle brand, and I cannot wait for you to hear her story. Welcome, Nathalie Nicole Smith.
Hi, April.
How are you?
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited you found time. I know your schedule's pretty busy. You have a lot, like I said, multi-hyphenate. You are a lifestyle brand. You have a lot going on, a lot of businesses. So if you could take a moment to kind of share with the audience, who is Nathalie Nicole?
Nathalie Nicole is definitely a woman that decided to go for it. In this space of my life, she's free. She's purposeful, and she's on a mission to help women all across the world become a better version of themselves. As an entrepreneur, as a philanthropist, as a speaker, I'm someone that just really allows God to flow. Mm-hmm. I no longer just put myself in the box anymore. So that's why when you ask me, like, what do I do? Like, who am I? I'm a lifestyle brand at this point. I'm someone that advocates for just love, peace, happiness, wealth, and I'm committed to really showing my tribe that you can have it all. Mm-hmm. So I no longer just categorize myself, oh, I do beauty, or I do wellness, I do MLM. We are doing it all. Right. There's no limitations.
Mm-hmm. Limitless. We are doing it all.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me as well, which is why this platform even exists, because I felt like we were going through, especially a pandemic, like the world was just in crisis, especially the U.S. I mean, everybody's going mad, and I feel like they were holding their breath and they were afraid, and operating in fear is the worst. And seeing that you mentor and you kind of emulate everything that speaks to being fearless, how do you motivate your tribe? How do you get them ready to execute and move forward in the state of the world as we are today?
I motivate my tribe by living by example. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any other motivation by being the best version of yourself and showing up as her. I find that social media is a space where you can be anybody, mm-hmm. but it allows you to connect with your tribe. And what I've been able to do is leverage social media by building a tribe that can understand me and understand that it's possible by showing them another side of Nathalie Nicole Smith just outside of business. So me being consistent on social media, me having forward activity outside of social media, like experiences like this with you, mm-hmm. and being able to express myself on different platforms, and my own new platform for every woman, my new show, those are things I'm doing now to be able to connect with my tribe more.
So who is your tribe? Who do they consist of? Like, what are they? Who's your avatar?
My avatar, and you know, that question is asked a lot, but I just feel like it's evolving. Mm-hmm. Why I say that is I don't want to limit to the confident woman or the strong woman. Like, it's the woman, mm-hmm. that...
Definitely women, though.
Yeah, it's the woman, mm-hmm. that desires to dream big, mm-hmm. build big, brand big, and create that life that they know God desires for them to have. Whatever woman that falls into that box, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter what you look like. But if you believe that this can happen for you and you are in a space of victor, like, there's a lot of times you can stay in trauma. I don't believe that woman essentially will enjoy speaking to me, because unless you realize, like myself, okay, I went through this traumatic phase in my life, but I'm ready to evolve. I'm ready for God to restore me. That's the woman that is more attracted to my brand. Nice. The woman that's ready to evolve and get to that next dimension, mm-hmm. as a healed, restored woman.
Okay, so take us back. Like, where did this all come about? Like, when did you have this aha moment, like, I'm going to do what you're doing now? Like, where were you? And then what sent you on this journey?
I've been a girl's girl for a long time. A lot of people say that, but I'm really, like, been that girl that loved empowerment. Okay. It started in high school, really uplifting other women in high school. I've always been categorized as pretty for a dark-skinned girl. So, like, I use that as a way to build my confidence. So that's one thing that people knew, like, if she's pretty for a brown skin girl, she's going to be confident, regardless of if it broke me down at times, maybe not feeling like I belonged or rejection. I used that to really build Nathalie Nicole when I got to college. So in college, I started different networks with women, whether it was like Bosses Who Dine or Success, in stilettos. I've always did things for women at a very young age. As I transitioned, that's when I got more intentional with it. And I got into the beauty industry, opened up my first salon at 22 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right after graduating from Howard University, opened up my salon. And that's when I knew I love women. I love working with women. I love seeing them evolve. I love seeing women grow into that being that is confident, that knows that they're worthy. So seeing that transition as a hairstylist, coming in my salon, not feeling your best, leaving, feeling victorious, feeling beautiful, that's where it really begun.
Can you tap into a moment where that had to happen for you? Like on Just Breathe, we really kind of like show people practical, ways to apply this in their lives when they have those breathtaking moments and not allow them to get stuck in those valleys, those moments of indecision,
Yeah, I think my life has been a lot of compilations of breathing.
Okay.
I have to breathe now.
Right.
Like I go through things in life as a business owner where you think your back is against the wall, but then it's trust in God because He gives you the ability to breathe. And as I trust Him, He's allowing me to breathe. He's allowing me to think. He's allowing me to show up in this space every time I go through something. So the first moment I will remember is really pivoting as an entrepreneur. No one told me entrepreneurship was going to be difficult or challenging.
They never say that, yeah.
It wasn't like a blueprint, like entrepreneurship is going to be like this. No, it was very challenging transitioning as an entrepreneur at 22 years old. And I had to breathe. I had to breathe because I could have given up my shop. I could have given up my work as a makeup artist, but I kept on going. So as I transitioned into network marketing, that was another moment where I had to breathe because that was an industry that most people shunned. So of course I was telling you about the NutriBurst, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna gift
which I love, by the way.
I'm gonna send you a bunch of stuff.
I need.
I'm gonna send you a month supply. And if I didn't breathe and allow God to lead, there's no way I would have been selling NutriBurst.
Wow.
NutriBurst, the company Total Life Changes, changed my life. Wow. And I had to breathe. In that moment, I had more month than money. And I had to realize that you're not doing well as an entrepreneur and you need to make a decision to bring another business flow into your life. And when I did that, that's when a lot of things changed for me. Fast forward into now, in 2020, I got robbed at gunpoint. I had to breathe again.
Wow.
Yeah, 2020, I got robbed at gunpoint. And that was a very low season of my life. 2 years of just being depressed, 2 years of being sad, 2 years of gaining over 55 pounds.
Wow. I'm
now 35 pounds down. It's still a process. But I had to get myself back in order and breathe and trust God. So those are different things that I've been able to just really reflect on that I remember having to take a breather. And those are big pivotal moments in my life where I had to really trust the process.
Wow. Trusting the process. So many of us don't do that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we get caught up in it and we don't really know or have the people around us, how important is it having the right people around you?
It's very important. I think that if you don't have the right team around you, how far are you really going to go? Right. And if you consider yourself a leader, but no one's following you, no one's listening to you, you're simply just taking a walk. So you're not leading anybody. You're just taking a stroll. And I had to realize that I no longer can hire for the personality. I have to hire for the position. So as I build my brands, I'm now more conscious of who I'm hiring and who I'm attracting because I'm attracting who I am.
Right.
So the more I develop as a leader, the more I develop as a boss, quote unquote, the person that takes ownership of her life, that's when I'm attracting the right quality of people that can support me grow.
Nice. So what do you think? Like, everybody wants to be a boss, you know? Everybody, and I have this whole thing, like, I am adamant about the fact that everybody's not an entrepreneur.
No.
Everybody's not. Because there are people that support entrepreneurs. There's staffers, so everybody, I don't know why do you think it's been this whole, especially in the past few years, obsession with being your own boss or bossing up or being this entrepreneur? You think it's just trendy, or it's just people just don't want to work for other people, or?
I think our world went through a shift. Not only was it traumatic mentally, spiritually, physically, economically, it was traumatic. If you didn't already have an existing business that there was a need, more people were traumatized financially than we know. So there were people that lost their jobs, people that didn't have any options. The government scared us with just staying in the house, do nothing.
Yeah.
People weren't paying their bills. There was a lot of isolation. There was a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of mental health triggers that happened during that time. So now people are in a space where they're trying to restore their finances still from the pandemic. And they're thinking entrepreneurship is the only way. So not only do they not have the right information, they're not really allowing God to lead them in the right direction so they can be able to align with what's for them. See, when you have a job and you're great at it, you can grow and you can scale. There's a position for everybody, but you have to ensure that that's your skill set that you can perform in. So I find that a lot of people no longer are celebrating what they're great at, and they want other people's life. If you want other people's life, you no longer can celebrate what's on your plate. You no longer are looking at your grass.
That is so good.
So there's a conflict right now.
Absolutely conflict. That's why we have this thing going on, that's imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just, because you look and you say, well, okay, so everything that this person is doing on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, LinkedIn, whatever I'm reading, whatever they decided to post, then that's going to be it's not inspiring you, but it's making you want to almost be that person.
Exactly.
And you lose sight of yourself. So you're never going to be satisfied with you because you're never be that person.
Yep.
Be it the body type or the finances or the family or the business, or I'm doing it shopping. We have to get into a place where it's cool to be inspired by other people. Like, I'm inspired by what, I see you doing.
Thank you.
But I have to do it in April's way, And I feel like, is that something that you address with your tribe? Because I know that even though I'm sure that's something that you don't really push, I'm sure there's a lot of people on there that just want to be Nathalie Nicole.
Well, I make it very clear, whether you're joining Total Life Changes as a distributor, I want to know why you're doing it. Are you doing it for yourself and your freedom, or are you doing it for connection? And you're doing it for connection, Woman Who Boss is probably the best circle for you because we have the resources, the tools, and the community for that. You have to be very clear on what you want in life, and you have to make sure that you are walking in your authentic truth so you can make sure that you make the right decisions. Right. I find that imposter syndrome only shows up when you're not sure of yourself.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of uncertainty going on in the world because people are figuring it out. Yeah. So even if you don't have the money or the resources, it's important to identify who you are as a being, as a brand. Yeah. And I teach that in my book. I teach the importance of your brand being your DNA, your brand being how you lead your business. Nowadays, I think that your personal brand leads your business brand. The CEO is what propels the business now.
Exactly.
So I speak about...
we're so visual now.
We are. Yeah. And brand association is everything.
So talk a little bit more about the book. Tell them the title.
So Becoming a Brand was birthed just out of me transitioning as a brand. I realized that what is a brand? The word was really popular at the time. I'm like, well, do people even know what a brand is? And your first brand that you should focus on is your personal brand. Mm-hmm. Who are you at the core? What are your core beliefs? What are your non-negotiables? Mm-hmm. Are you proud of yourself? Do you have integrity?
That's a big one.
Do you understand who you are? Do you even have belief?
Right.
So those are things I go through from understanding who you are, from ideation of the service or product that you want to sell, and then even going into tribe building. Everyone's not your target demographic. And you have to be okay with that.
You have to be okay with that. I love that. So I heard you say something else really good a minute ago in regards to kind of just being really congruent with who God wants you to be, who you were birthed to be, why you are living now, whatever city you're in, whatever surroundings, all of it's purposed. And I think a lot of people have a growing frustration when they feel an unction or a pulling or a calling to something else, and they're not acting on it. I told people, like, I had that going on when I was fully immersed in entertainment and the labels and stuff, and I was doing well. It wasn't a big Instagram thing going on back then, but I was able to, live on both coasts and have cars, and I was doing my thing in my 20s, So you would think I would have been really popping on Instagram at the time, but you would have thought that I would be happy, but I had to take an antidepressant. I was supposed to be an entrepreneur, period, but I was so complacent with, this is stability, this is a check, this is a travel and expense account. But it just was not aligned. And I think that's what's going on with a lot of people, which is why they're being drawn to your tribe or to, just trying to like you said, trying to figure it out. How would you give someone advice in that area of how to get aligned with their purpose, being what they're supposed to be?
I think as your purpose changes
over time.
Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Be okay with your purpose changing and evolving. Everything is flow. Everything is flow.
I love it.
Nothing is just yours just to keep, like nothing. So I think
money, people remember that's not your money. It's just flowing.
Yeah, it's just flow. Everything is flow.
Flow, everything.
Even like the tangible things, the cars that you had or have in the houses is flow. I think that what happens is people are so attached to the material things in life that they don't allow God to be God. And if we trust God and his plans, because it says in Jeremiah 29:11, for he knows the plans that he has for our life, plans not to harm us, plans not to hurt us, but plans to prosper us. If we believe that his plans are sufficient and that they're going to come to pass, then we won't be holding on to the things that are of the past.
Hoarding.
So I had to realize that in my life, where if I trust God and his plans, I have to let it flow and let it go. Two things, let it flow and let it go. And as I did that, I grew so much as a woman in faith. And I've been able to really attract some things in my life that I'm excited about now. But when I was in a space where I just held on to everything, I didn't
trying to control it yourself.
I didn't understand friendships. I didn't understand anything. I just didn't understand anything, and I didn't know how to cope. Because if you don't know who you are and who you are with God, and if you don't trust him, you're never going to be able to evolve.
Okay, I want to go a little bit deeper. So how did you? Because that's really evolved. Okay. How did you get to that place? Did you just have to come? Did you have a moment where you just like, I got to let this go. I cannot control all of this. Or, or did you have some kind of epiphany or, what happened to make you, because as you know, I'm sure a lot of people are just stuck and they know better. Some of them know, like, I'm supposed to be doing more. There's more for me. I'm supposed to leave this relationship. I'm supposed to move, whatever. But something has to happen, something pivotal. What did it for you? Basically,
I always tell people when you really allow God to lead you, the other stuff really doesn't matter. And I think everyone they say they're on the spiritual journey, they're figuring things out, but how much time do you spend with him? So I started to shift how I work my day.
Okay.
I started to ask it for more questions, like more understanding and getting more support from God. I know that sounds crazy sometimes, but it's like, when I say support, it's like, instead of me trying to get support from people, I'm now like talking to God, like, you know what, God, this is heavy. I'm just like, this is heavy. I feel stuck. I feel like I'm not evolving, and I just need you to give me some type of sign.
Absolutely.
And I'm willing to be obedient, and I'm willing to wait. And I think that's the hardest part, waiting in obedience and trust the process. Is very challenging when you're in a rush. Yeah. And when you're in a rush, you no longer can see or hear from anybody. Let me say that. You can no longer hear or feel what God is saying. Right. And you no longer can really feel or understand who he's sending to you. Because I don't really want to understand the people. Right. I want to know, is that person a part of this process in my life? Absolutely. And when I understand that, that's when I'm able to flow.
And the thing is, God is so faithful to answer that. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't, because what I've come to learn too with my own like breathtaking moments, is that it doesn't always come how you expect it. Because I don't know. Sometimes we have these expectations like God is going to do something that's going to be like something simple or something like, oh, it's going to be, oh, it's a sign or somebody's going to call. But it could be something so detrimental because what I thought was going to be like, as I scaled my business in 2009, as I was moving in 2010, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
Wow.
Okay, so now I had a whole plan all the time. Had a whole plan. This is my 12th year of survivorship, but like you being held at gunpoint, like even though the enemy meant it for our bad, like first thing's like, oh, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Over a course of 3 to 4 months, I had come to terms with this is not going to be to my death. So what are we doing? Because I'm not dying. So now what are we doing? You weren't going to come out of that situation dead, or you know what I'm saying? It was something on the other side of it. It's a lesson in it all. So when we look at life like that and we're in flow, when things abruptly happen, these breathtaking moments, we still find purpose. God still brings us through it with the whole thing. And I just want people to understand that you don't have to get stuck in that stuff because it is. I could have said I'm going to be out of here, and I would not be here because I would have succumbed to that illness. Right.
I think it's easy. So I love that, and congratulations. That's a big deal. I just think it's easier said than done. Yeah. And I feel like I was in my mess for years. Yeah. Like just the blame game, the wrong decisions, just the like living out loud. I was just like in a space where I was like, I don't care. Like money is just whatever, It doesn't mean nothing. So I think it came to me just allowing God to lead me and forgiving myself for even being down for so long. God to forgive, because I think we live in shame and rejection for so long where you have to just release like, you know what? I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that. Bad things happen to good people. What are you going to do next? Right. So that is a self-talk that has to happen. I love but you got to believe that self-talk.
Yeah.
And you can
don't just talk.
Yeah,
believe
you can have all
the
self-talks and then not do anything.
Right.
In that process. So you had the self-talk and then you snapped into go mode, action. And that's where you get into the action part of what's next.
Right. And that's a lot of it. Like, get into that. Like you said, it's easier said than done. Because now I got to really do something.
Yeah.
God can reveal it all day. And I can have this whole understanding of, I need to do a podcast because I want to create a platform that I can touch people, multiple people. That, not just one-on-one, but, touch the masses and touch my audience. And I'm like, well, but I got to do this. And, I got to pay for it. And, I got to find time to do it. Yeah, the action of it all. Right. It's a process. Yeah. It's a whole process.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get more into the brand. So how do people work with you? Like, how do they become a part of this tribe?
Yes. So I have, that's why I'm so grateful to God, just of awareness and shift. I believe that kind of like what you did, April, you have a brand pivot that allows you to shift. So I have 3 different buckets where people can work with me, where Total Life Changes is network marketing. Right. If they say, you know what, Nathalie, I want to sell TLC products. I love your story of how much money you made. I've helped thousands of people make money.
What is your story? Because, I want to also give another face to MLM because people assume every company is like every other company.
Oh, my God. TLC changed my life. The owner, my upline coach, Stormy, my team. Like, I was able to earn almost $8 million in this company in the past 3 years. And God is so good. But the only way I was able to make that money is by helping so many people. So with this type of company, some companies don't have the payout where it's based upon how many people you help. My payout is based upon the people I helped. Oh, wow. And that's why I love what I do, because my success is contingent on other people. I love that. So TLC, we have health and wellness products. Most people know for the NutriBurst, the ISOT, which is for your detoxing, and a bunch of other products. But the key component is you get paid 50%, and it's black and white. So if we say, okay, well, let's add sponsorship to your show, and we have a sponsorship link to your podcast. Every time someone goes to your link, you make 50%. So it covers your taping, So that's what I do for my show. Nice. It covers what I'm doing, what I do for life. Total Life Changes covers my expenses in life. It's been covering my expenses for the past 3 years. Wow. And I'm grateful to God that I can have other businesses that are now birthed from my own financial I would say my own financial investments. I'm my own investor. I invest in all my companies. Right. I don't have any bank loans. One day I'll use OPM, which everyone talks about, but I don't want to use OPM right now. I'm using OPN.
Yeah, but people use OPM because they don't have any of their own.
Yeah,
which is not... You blessed that not to be the scenario for you.
Yeah, other people's Nathalie, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
I've been saying, I don't know, I'm just being honest. It's like, I don't want you to wait for the bank to tell me how much money they can give me when I know I can make money from network marketing. So that's one thing. I love it. We have a great customer base. With your customers become customers, you get paid 50%. So it's not a sign-up game here. You get paid for customers, and you get paid for anyone that wants to join your team. 50% black and white.
So is it still? I mean, it's not too late because I know the upline. Like
so it's different from. So that's the thing. Like I think that's one of the narratives that were shaped in network marketing. And it's sad because people they cancel themselves. And it's like I got in network marketing 10 years after it was lit. Like it was, Yeah. So when I came on board, it was a mindset. I aligned with the product, the vision, my upline. I got some ideas of what I needed to do. My first year, I made $100,000. I didn't just make $1 million off the bat. It took time. 4 years later, I made $1 million, But I was making money to pay my bills, car note, cell phone bill, just take a trip. The basic necessities, your rent, your mortgage. Yeah. That's why network marketing was created. And people lost the whole identity of network marketing. People sign up because someone's their friend. No, you sign up because the compensation plan is effective, the products work, and then you enjoy being a part of something bigger than yourself.
Right.
That's it. So network marketing, I have my flow again. I'm excited about it. Nice. I have a lot of energy again. After 3 years of just being in hiatus, I was able to really keep my team going, and they're still making money, but now I'm ready to work again. So we'll talk offline about it. People need to know about health. Let's forget the money. Yeah. Let's go back to health.
Yes, please.
The enemy is after our health right
absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
He has no dominion.
Yes.
He has no power. So I feel like it's my due diligence to let people know how this product changed my life. I lost 35 pounds off this product. So it's important, It's
very important.
It's very important. So then with Women Who Boss, it's a community for women that want to build big, brand big, believe bigger. We have resources, tools. You sign up. It's a monthly fee. We have mentorship calls, goal setting calls. Imagine just having a bunch of support for $50. I told myself I was a little too cheap, but I love it. It's a part of it's a
subscription.
It's subscription, but you can stop at any time.
$50 a month?
Yeah, $50. And it's like I over deliver in that community.
Oh wow.
Because I remember being a business owner and not knowing where to start. Yeah. So I have ebooks and classes and special guests and live events. We do so much for the community. Okay. So now you don't have to feel scared about adult relationships, friendships, getting support that you need.
Right.
And then last but not least, I have an agency that has not launched yet. I guess you'll know about it now, is the Nathalie Nicole Agency. Okay. And after just, my background is in PR and business, shout out to all the amazing publicists in the world, EPI is a great, company. Yes. But my truth is, they're great, not going to take anything away from them, but I am the brands. People reach out to me all the time. Yes. They don't know how to reach out to me sometimes. So I feel like before you get with a company, you have to position yourself as a brand and position yourself as someone that is ready to move forward, because your company cannot get you the bookings without you showing up. So with my agency, we are a DIY, done for you company where we help you with the website, social media, brand placement to get you going. So when you do hire any outside marketing agencies, you now have a good foundation.
Oh, they're not starting from scratch. You come as a brand.
We're coming and we're putting you together before you go.
Because I was about to say that part is easier said than done.
Yeah. Oh God.
They're all over the place. The pictures are wrong. People need insight. You're not a stylist. You're not a photographer. You're not a creative director.
Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
So we teach you that.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have content days. We do a lot of good things. And of course, I have my store in the Houston Galleria and in Body. I have the outfit on. Definitely will send
you stay in. How often do you travel?
I travel a lot.
Yeah.
I travel. Listen, until I get married and have children, which, God's time and not mine.
Right.
I'm just preparing, Yeah. So I'm creating legacy-based businesses right now where when that time does happen, the business can still flow.
Absolutely. That's amazing. So what would you like to give as 3 takeaways to the audience? Like who you actually are. Nathalie Nicole is...
Listen, for anyone that's listening right now, I just pray that you got something from this conversation. Thank you, April, for just even having me, because it's so important not only to look at me as a brand, but to understand that you are a brand. Understand that it's never too late to get started. Understand that, one, you have to keep God first. Nothing comes before God. He's going to lead you. He's going to guide you. He's going to propel you. He's going to shift you. He's going to restore you. He's going to do every single thing that
Absolutely.
you need to get to your next dimension. The second thing is be yourself. Be authentic. Being authentic never goes out of style. Showing up as you and being yourself is what opens up the doors of abundance. And then last but not least is get into action mode. Do it scared. Faith and fear does not operate in the same space. Either you have faith or you have fear. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. Pick it. Pick your hard. Because life is always going to life. Life is always going to life.
Right.
But it's up to you on how you handle life when it happens.
Absolutely. That was good. That was really
Thank
good.
you.
So now you got to get your copy of Becoming a Brand, and they can get this on.
You follow my social media, Nathalie Nicole, Nathalie Nicole. Everything is in the link in my bio. I talk about that a lot. Link in bio, link in bio. No need to go on all these different domains. Link in my bio has everything, so you can consistently stay connected. I do a lot of free game. Text me in my bio as well. Text me. I send a lot of motivational texts out daily, and let's stay connected. I want to see you grow, not just with your brand, but with your mind, your body, your spirit.
Absolutely. This has been a blessing
Thank
to
you,
have
April.
you. And we're going to share that skincare regimen too, guys.
Oh,
You got to check out her skin every time. I'm telling you, she glows. Glow and glow.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. It was a pleasure to have you. And you are tuned in to Just Breathe with April Love. I mean, I feel like, I'm breathing freely right now.
You're feeling good.
I'm feeling real good.
Us girls are breathing.
Wait until I have this NutriBurst. I'm really going to be on one. But thanks, guys, for joining us. Always stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, iHeart, we are there. All right. See you soon.